The basic data values that engineers and operators want to gather haven't changed too much. Most still need to know temperature, pressure, flow, level, and the other usual suspects in their processes. But the way those values can be collected, archived, analyzed, and reported, oh man, they're evolving and expanding fast, and there's no sign they're going to slow down. Once again, increasing processing speed and power and decreasing costs are making it easier and cheaper to gather more data, more varied values, and do it more places than probably anyone used to think was possible. In short, data acquisition has grown up from the old paper charts, stored and often forgotten in manila folders and file cabinets. However, today's data acquisition tools also are more sophisticated and capable than the digital and video recorders of even a few years ago. Likewise, because they're even more closely tied into industrial networks, many data acquisition devices are able to deliver and relay more stored data and trend analyses, and do it in formats and on a timely enough basis to help users make decisions, which, of course, was the primary goal of data acquisition all along. Hi, I'm Jim Montague, Executive Editor of Control Magazine and ControlGlobal.com, and this is another Market Intelligence Report from the Process Automation Media Network. As you may have guessed, the topic for this report is data acquisition, and it's based on 100 responses to a survey we conducted earlier this fall. Here are some of the most interesting and hopefully useful results that we found. To double-check on data acquisition's earlier methods, we first asked the respondents if their plants still use paper circular or strip chart recorders. More than half, or 59%, say no, and that they replaced them with digital data loggers. However, more than a quarter, or 26.5%, say yes, but are going to replace their paper chart recorders with video display recorders. Meanwhile, more than 14% use paper recorders and love them. Similarly, when asked if they plan to buy paper chart recorders in the future, almost 89% said no, but more than 11% said yes. Surprisingly, while almost 37% of the respondents say they use video display recorders, even more, almost 46%, report that they do all their data logging in their distributed control system or programmable logic controllers. Meanwhile, more than 17% say they don't use video display recorders and instead went straight to using digital data loggers. Likewise, more than 46% say they now use digital data loggers, while close to 54% report that they do all data logging on their DCSs or PLCs. Of those that use digital data loggers, close to two-thirds, or 63%, report that 0 to 10% of these digital loggers are battery-operated single-channel or dual-channel devices. Meanwhile, more than 13% say 11 to 30% of their digital loggers are battery-operated single or dual-channel, while another 13% say more than half of their digital loggers are battery-operated single or dual-channel. Just over 10% say 31 to 50% of their digital loggers are, you guessed it, battery-operated single or dual-channel. Once they decide to use digital data loggers, the respondents report using them in a wide variety of applications, though there are some clear leaders. Close to 90% use them for temperature, more than half, or 53%, use them for flow, 44% use them for current, more than 39% each for level and voltage, 32% for humidity, 26% for power quality, and just over 24% each for vibration and other variables, mostly pressure at 12%. After the respondents and their data loggers get their information in hand, they report manipulating their data in several main ways. About 36.5% say they have a software program that came with the logger that generates reports. 27% say they import raw data into a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. More than 25% import that raw data into a data historian like Pi or another commercial data historian. And close to 11% import raw data into a database program like SQL and then into other programs. In addition, after all the data is collected and crunched, close to 89% of the respondents say they're happy with their data loggers or the data logging functions in their DCSs and PLCs, while more than 11% aren't happy with their data logging. Also, because all future roads seem to lead to wireless, we quizzed the respondents about using wireless data loggers. More than 52% don't use wireless data loggers, 31% are looking at using them, more than 9% do use wireless data loggers, and 7% say they will never use wireless for plant data. Finally, we asked the respondents to tell us why they're happy or unhappy with their data loggers, and they supplied a bunch of answers. One respondent reported that he and his colleagues use paper circular recorders, but most of them would like to switch to digital data loggers and load the data into an SQL database. Another added that using the DCS standardizes all of his information that is stored and logged. A third is unhappy because with his data loggers, setting up points being measured is difficult and changes are impossible without deleting and starting over, while another adds that his loggers are too limited in time resolution and too cumbersome to set up and configure to handle greater volumes of logs. Another added that his data loggers work fine, but prefers to do data logging in his PLCs and import raw data into a database program. However, he still uses data loggers in some applications, such as remote well sites, because it's a cheap solution. A sixth respondent added that he's happy to have DCS for most plant area signals, but is unhappy that data from fuel and energy areas are not fully available on his DCS and that expansion units are expensive and require downtime to implement. Another respondent enjoyed that his data loggers allow him to take 6 months of temperature measurements every minute and not have to recharge and/or replace the units. He added these capabilities have solved several issues since they were installed. Oh, by the way, if you would like to view this market intelligence report, please visit www.controlglobal.com/MIR09 data acquisition. This has been another market intelligence report from the Process Automation Media Network. I'm Jim Montague. Thanks for watching.